which way I choose. Oh, I have nothing to lose. Oh, tonight I'm riding the storm. Riding the storm, hoping for a better day to come. The need to escape burns deep inside my heart. This is not the end, it's a brand new start. Riding the storm. Riding the storm. Yeah!
Oh, my goodness. Man, what a babyface turn for Randy Orton, huh? I don't know what WWE was going for with that last segment there, but by the sounds of it, I don't think the fans are really too keen on their QB1, huh? Randy Orton decided to finally let the voices in his head speak to him. And he acted accordingly, destroying Cody Rhodes. As one thing is perfectly clear, he wants number 15. I say with the right build and the right story and the right intensity, this actually could be better than Punk and Roman. That is if WWE plays their cards right, which, honestly, for the rest of this show, man, they shot blanks. They went all in and they were out after one hand. This show sucks. But I thought this show was supposed to be better without Road Dogg. I can't tell the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell the difference between one old-fashioned and two old-fashions. You'll definitely see the difference when I got two in me. And that's what we're gonna do tonight, man. As I walk into the venue on this Friday night, I wanna know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday Night SmackDown post show for your March 13th, 2026. I'm yours, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Where else would I be? Thank you so very much for joining me on this Friday evening, wherever you may be. What do I usually say, chat? What do we usually say when the show is this just such a struggle to sit through, man? What do we usually say, huh? What do we usually say? This show is boring. Boring. I can't tell if WWE is trolling or if they're actually trying. And if they're actually trying, then there's a problem. Because their trying sucks, and their trying is boring. Boring. I don't believe 2026, in the world of pro wrestling, it's just as bad as it was in 2025. Boring. Capital B. We had to sit through 2.5 hours of literal garbage tonight. They almost didn't even try. 2.5 hours, which gave way to the one thing, the only thing that really mattered on tonight's show, and that was the quote-unquote heel turn for Randy Orton, which is not really a heel turn because if you guys listened to the fans in Phoenix tonight, I don't think Randy Orton is going to be ultimately booed at WrestleMania. The big story surrounding SmackDown tonight was the contract signing between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes to finally make their WWE Championship match at WrestleMania Night 1 in the main event official. They wanted to put pen to paper and they wanted to make everything official, which is fine. You know how these contract signings usually end up. Someone is either going through the table or getting beat up at the end of it. It's the typical pro wrestling trope. Contract signing leaves one guy incapacitated while the other guy holds up the championship title, hyping that he's going to win the match. Cody legitimately came into tonight after winning the WWE Championship last week from Drew McIntyre. 202,000 dislikes, which YouTube did not reverse, by the way. So either that guy was full of shit who said he bought bots, or there are legitimately 202,000 people that just didn't want to see Cody Rhodes as the WWE champion and were upset that Drew McIntyre was not walking into WrestleMania as the WWE champion. I said clear as day that it's not that far-fetched to think that many people were upset about this title change. Usually YouTube reverses that type of suspicious activity after 48 hours. They did not. So it looks like the number still stands. Unless they're doing some deep dive investigation. He won the WWE Championship last week from Drew McIntyre. It was a very controversial decision if you live or browse around social media. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was a decision that if you watched the show, you kind of figured out where they were going. Drew McIntyre needed to win the WWE Championship on January 9th in their 3 Stages of Hell match. Yes, he only held the championship for 2 months. Yes, it was a very lackluster title reign, but it all meant something regardless because now it gives way to a feud with Jacob Fatu. And we get the bigger story here with Randy and Cody. I am okay without the original plan of a fatal four-way. It was supposed to be Randy, Cody, Drew, and Fatu in a fatal four-way. I'm all right if you split these four guys up into two separate matches and you make WrestleMania stronger via those two stories. Coming into tonight, I legitimately thought that we were going to get some dialogue, some discussion about Randy and Cody's past, how they got here, what this means to them. Maybe kind of dabble in some discussion about legacy and how Cody got brought up, and more of a student versus mentor type of vibe via the promo tonight. I thought there'd be some tensions building. I thought there'd be like a slow burn to him ultimately turning heel eventually. I even thought that maybe the heel turn doesn't happen on the actual road during the build, but it maybe happens at WrestleMania in the main event after the match is over. WWE took a risk, small one. They took a risk and decided to turn Randy Orton heel tonight. Now, I joke, and sometimes, you say something on social media, it goes right over someone's head. They think that you're being serious, and I'm very much joking, but kind of not at the same time. If you listen to the crowd reaction tonight in Phoenix, Randy Orton, what he did is a heel turn. I joke that Randy Orton didn't really turn heel because I think you and I and everybody who's smart watching this product on a week-to-week basis and sees the vibe and sees the energy of the shows and how the crowd reacts, Randy Orton in action might have turned heel, but the crowd reaction says otherwise. What did I say a week ago? What did I say when I uploaded that Cody Randy video on the channel, chat? I would prefer a Cody Rhodes heel turn. I very much want to see a Cody Rhodes heel turn. I think he's got it in him to be a dastardly heel like a Randy Orton. I'm waiting for that day. I think that's going to be a great day. I think that's going to be great television. I think him embracing the hate is going to be one of those deals where it's like, finally, man. Finally. Which may actually get him some genuine reactions as far as people finally letting go of their Cody hate and kind of embracing Cody, along with Cody embracing the hate that the fans have given back to him. I want to see a Cody heel turn. But WWE was never going to do a Cody heel turn now or then meaning WrestleMania, until those reactions were finally, those social media reactions were bleeding into the live paying person buying a ticket to these shows. They were never going to do that unless that social media reaction was so overwhelming in the arena with these live audiences. If you boo Cody online on social media, then it should translate to that and those people in the building. It didn't. So no matter 202,000 dislikes on YouTube, everybody cheered. Mostly everybody. I'm not saying everybody, but mostly everybody cheered when he won the WWE Championship. It was an overwhelmingly positive reaction last Friday night. I didn't think that they were going to turn Randy. Now, I figured Randy would eventually turn. But WWE feels that with a Randy heel turn, that this is going to be a lot better for the story. Now, he turns heel in action, like I just previously mentioned, but the crowd reaction said differently. Now, is Phoenix one of those smart crowds? No. No, Phoenix isn't a smart crowd. They're not Chicago. They're not New York. They're not London. This is Phoenix, Arizona, in the middle of nowhere. These people cheered Randy Orton as he brutalized, snapped, and bloodied Cody Rhodes, leaving him in a pile of his own spit and blood, lying on the commentator's table, wedged in between steel steps. As he went into the ring, set up a chair, got comfortable, and looked at the WWE Championship as if he was Gollum, once again retrieving the Ring of Power. He looked at that like it was something that belonged to him for all this time, and he finally retrieved it and got it back. And the crowds chanted, "Randy, Randy, Randy." And the fans cheered as Cody was being bloodied. Is Phoenix some smart crowd that we didn't know of? Or are people genuinely tired after last Friday of Cody Rhodes being the golden boy? And this era's John Cena, or what WWE likes to coin QB1. Randy Orton is one of the more popular acts in the history of WWE. He's also one of the most respected acts in the history of WWE. And if you're going to bring Randy Orton into a match with Cody Rhodes as he's chasing number 15, and the fans are already tired of Cody Rhodes becoming a 3-time WWE champion and main eventing WrestleMania now how many fucking years in a row since he's been back, since he left AEW, what do you expect the reaction to be? WWE can't be that stupid. So yes, Randy Orton turned heel in action, but come WrestleMania, Randy Orton is not going to be the heel coming into the match. Cody Rhodes will very much be the heel from the energy in the arena at Allegiant Stadium. Randy Orton's going to be the one that fans want to see win number 15 and win the WWE Championship. So yes, Randy Orton, and the reason why I say Randy Orton turned babyface tonight is because Randy Orton didn't really turn heel. People just don't want Cody Rhodes as the WWE champion. Now, that's going to be something to follow along as the weeks go on. Is it just Phoenix? Is it just an isolated incident in Phoenix? Or is it going to be something that happens next week and the week after that and the week after that? And then when they get into these major cities, because they'll be hitting New York and they'll be going to Boston. What's the reaction going to be like in the actual smart mark cities? It's going to be even worse for Cody Rhodes. WWE's got something special here. I know CM Punk and Roman Reigns right now are carrying the load for this very lackluster WrestleMania build. It's the only match that's been announced so far that has given you any feeling that it's WrestleMania. That's one segment out of weekly television that spans a 2.5-hour Raw and a 3-hour SmackDown. There's nothing else that gives you a sense that it's WrestleMania. It almost feels like WWE's building to Backlash or a Clash in Italy or one of these B-level pay-per-views instead of it being a WrestleMania. They need to pick up the pace. They need to start announcing matches. They need to start booking matches. They need to start telling stories for these matches. But they got something special here. You know, Punk and Roman have a long history dating back to the debut of the Shield. And Punk brought the Shield in. He didn't want Roman. He wanted Cassius Ohno. Punk's history with the Shield goes way back. Way back. And that's a great story. And they got a great history. But if you want legitimate WrestleMania main event level story, WrestleMania main event level build, WWE has the opportunity to have Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton be the main event of WrestleMania. I don't mean it's going to main event night 2, because it's not. But I'm talking about story, environment with the fans in arenas, on the road to WrestleMania, the tension, the rivalry, just the overall feud. Randy and Cody's history is so much more richer than a Punk and Roman. Because Randy's family and Cody's family just embodies a classic old school heel versus babyface feud for a world championship at the show of shows. And WWE has that. And I know Cody has been getting a lot of flack lately. Golden Boy, QB1, he's John Cena this, he's overexposed, he's jammed down everybody's throat. Fans have wanted Randy Orton as the Viper, as the one who is a psychotic heel for years. Everybody loves Randy Orton no matter what type of role he's playing. But when he is a sadistic, out for blood, leaving someone in their own piss and blood type of heel, there is rarely anybody better. Even at this age, even at this stage of his career. I think he's going to thrive more in this role than he did as a babyface. When he was a babyface, he was a little too forced. He was a little too smiley. And he was basically that guy that WWE called upon to get a pop out of everybody because his finishing move is classic. It's an OG move that gives feeling of the good old days. Things that we miss about the old product. And now WWE is starting to incorporate Randy Orton and the sing-along entrances and people sing along to Randy Orton's theme music. I'm like, bro, can we get Randy doing things the way he used to? Can we get Randy just doing business? That's what they did tonight. They had the opportunity to tell such a rich, full, substantial story with Randy and Cody. Randy's heel, Cody is a babyface. It's not going to stay that way. I thought what they did tonight to set things up is a lot better than having them go promo for promo and over the next 5 weeks, they're glazing each other's fucking cock and they're talking about how they love each other and how they're brothers and how they came in together and how their families are so great and my family's better than your family. Bro, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I felt forced. Oh, it's too soon. Oh, they shouldn't have done it now. They should have waited till WrestleMania. Bro, we need something to happen. What have I been telling you guys? We need something to happen. WWE gave you something. They ended a miserable show on a great note with a cliffhanger going into next week. This is easy storytelling. Contract signing. Randy leaves him laying in his own piss and blood. Next week, Cody doesn't make the show. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Randy explains why he did what he did. Plus, you got that Aleister Black connection, who's been kind of teasing that the real Randy Orton's kind of hiding in there, and I know that you're bullshitting everybody, and I'm just waiting for everybody to see the real Randy Orton like I know I see the real Randy Orton. Black has been saying this for weeks now, and now we finally see it. They needed something to happen. They needed to generate some excitement. If you can pinpoint elsewhere on the WrestleMania build, or in the WrestleMania build, on the road to WrestleMania, where this excitement's coming from, and you can't mention CM Punk and Roman Reigns, I'd love for someone to reach into my comment section or reach out to me on X and tell me where that is. What exactly are you excited about? Out of everything that they've announced so far, nothing is exciting. The prospects of matches that are out there, nothing seems exciting. WWE seems hesitant to announce anything for this fucking show. I don't know if they're waiting for the right moment. I don't know if they know what the fuck they want to do. But the two main events that they've given us, Punk Roman, Cody, and Orton, are the second best set of plans that WWE had in their back pocket outside of the original plans. Which is why WWE took the belt off Drew McIntyre to begin with. They took the belt off Drew McIntyre to give you this ending tonight. After 2.5 hours of a miserable show, they gave it to you, regardless. I don't think we would have gotten what we got tonight if it was going towards a fatal four-way. There'd be no need to. Randy would have two other people to worry about outside Cody Rhodes. This is the second best set of plans for the main event of WrestleMania outside the original plans, which is why I said all week, I don't know why people were so up in their emotions about Cody winning the WWE Championship. I don't know what Triple H is thinking. Does Randy not win number 15? I don't give a fuck about Cody winning it and then dropping it at WrestleMania. Take it off of him. Who gives a shit? Flip-flop the belt. WWE doesn't do it all that often. For someone like Randy Orton, I absolutely would. Take the belt off Cody. Put it on Randy. Let Cody chase. Listen to the people. I get that WWE is fixated on Cody Rhodes being the guy. He doesn't need the championship to be the guy. He's the guy regardless. Champion or not. He's not even the guy. He's QB2. Do you know who the face of the company is? It ain't Cody. It's Roman. Roman works 20 dates a year. Guarantee you Roman sells more merch than Cody Rhodes does too. But Cody, if he's the champion or not, is going to be the guy. You can still send him on PR tours and fucking ESPN. And he can do this radio show and that radio show and this podcast and that podcast and go to fucking CBS and NBC and ABC and sit down with all these news anchors and fucking promote the shit out of the product. He doesn't need to be the WWE champion. He doesn't. He's already solidified himself in this stage of his career as the guy, champion or not. So if the story calls for it and the fans want someone else, like Randy, then make the move. The only problem is Triple H woke up in cold sweats the day of January 9th and decided the day of, I'm going to take the belt off Cody because both Cody and Drew McIntyre convinced him to take the belt off Cody. Triple H didn't make that decision on his own. He didn't make that decision with Bruce. He didn't make that decision with the SmackDown writing team. He was forced by Cody himself. Triple H needs to make the right decision. They got a story here. They got an angle here. They got a captivating main event element on SmackDown that has been absent for months. And they finally have it in Cody and Randy. To do what? Have Cody beat Randy and then what? Then what? Cody wins, he retains the title at WrestleMania, and then what? Take the belt off Cody. Don't know if there's going to be a cliffhanger angle at the end of the show, which is what I thought was going to happen at WrestleMania. Whatever happened tonight, I thought was going to happen at Mania. If they didn't do the heel turn tonight, then Cody probably would have ended up winning at WrestleMania. The fact that they did the heel turn tonight, in my honest opinion, the way that I see it, it actually solidifies Randy winning the match even more so now. Because how could you have him lose? Take the belt off Cody, put it on Randy, have Cody chase. Do what you got to do. The story is there. They needed to do something, chat. They needed to do something big time. For all the WWE road to WrestleMania that we've gotten, they've given you nothing. We go through Monday and Friday, on to the next. Monday and Friday, on to the next. Monday and Friday, on to the next. And we're like, bro, where's the fucking season? We're 5 weeks out and nothing has happened. No surprises, no elements, no fucking, man, it's WrestleMania. They took the belt off Cody. People complained. It was the right decision, which led to this situation tonight, and they gave you something. Now they just need to explain it, and we're good to go. We're driving down the fucking highway. Windows are down, fucking music blasting, and we're on the road. 2 matches. 2 matches are giving you the WrestleMania feel. WWE is basically still stuck at a rest stop somewhere trying to figure out the rest of this fucking show for WrestleMania weekend. But what I thought tonight they did was fucking great. They were great. Angle was great. The heat was great. The shock of everybody was great. Randy turning heel was great, which I joke he turned babyface because the fans cheered him. I thought what they did was fantastic stuff. Elsewhere on this show, I can't really say the same. I genuinely don't know what they're doing on Friday. I was told that this show was going to be better since, oh, you didn't know? Got up and quit. Road Dogg quit. I thought the show was going to be better. Now, last week, the show was probably already written and set in stone. He quit anyway, so his influence was still probably all over that show. Tonight, Road Dogg's been gone a week now. What's the excuse? Maybe it wasn't Road Dogg after all. Road Dogg wasn't really a good addition to the writing team regardless. But this show was fucking awful. Awful. It's just the hardest 3 hours to sit through maybe ever. And pro wrestling right now is not in a good place. You got people shilling numbers and fucking absolutely lying to their paying customers about ratings being up and attendance being up and this and that. One company doing good, the other doing bad, and vice versa. Bro, the on-air product is fucking boring. This is a weekly episodic television show. Give me episodic television. I watch Wednesday, nothing happens, but then we get a 5-star match and everybody's jerking their fucking cock to Speedball Mike Bailey. I watch Monday, I wait 2.5 hours for a fucking heel turn on Finn Balor and then a promo with Punk and the Usos. Everything else, where the fuck is WrestleMania? Tonight I gotta sit through fucking Bellas, the Bella Twins, and then Tiffany, Stratton, and Giulia all of a sudden getting added to the WrestleMania card for what fucking reason? 2.5 hours to get Cody and Randy in the main event. We're going to try our best to go over the show tonight. Appreciate you all very much for joining me here on this Friday night. It is your Friday Night SmackDown post show for March 13th, 2026. I want to thank you guys for a great week. We are not done after tonight. We are not done after tonight, man. Sunday, we have AEW Revolution. Man, I can't wait to watch 5.5 hours of pro wrestling on Sunday night. Oh, man. I will be live after the end of Revolution. I do believe I will be with Jesse. I think he's feeling a lot better today. He said he would be live streaming on Sunday, so I believe the dynamic duo will be back. So we got that on Sunday, and we will figure out the rest as we go into this weekend. We had some great content go up this week. Monday, we were live for Raw. Tuesday Night Titans, as always, a great listen and a great watch. Go check that out. Wednesday, I flew solo for the AW Dynamite post. One of the worst television segments in AW history with MJF and Adam Page and the press conference. Thursday, we had a video on Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar and his ego could potentially derail an Obafemi match at WrestleMania. So we talk about that. Tonight, we're live, and then Sunday, AEW Revolution will be right here with the official post show right here on YouTube live. So join me then. Thank you to the audio crew. My great listeners who listen on the audio side, you guys are kicking ass this year, man. We were in the top 20. As of this morning, I saw we were in the top 20. So thank you guys very much for that. Continue the support over there. I am doing my best to get the content up as soon as I am done on YouTube. It is helping out tremendously, and you guys are giving back in the best way possible. So continue to do that. Rate, leave a comment, continue to stay engaged. You guys are killing it. Right here on YouTube, you guys are killing it, man. I'm 25 subscribers away from 175,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to hit that subscribe button, I'd love to get that by the end of the night. So make sure you guys go and do that for me, please. Best way to support here, a couple of ways to do that. Number one, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of the Randy Orton quote-unquote heel turn, babyface turn, at the end of SmackDown tonight. So leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. All that helps us out. And you guys can get the super chats in as well. So make sure you guys do that. Best way to support is via the super chat. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell and stay notified of every time we upload and every time we go live. We're supposed to announce very, very soon a new show. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag because I thought it was happening this week, but I want to get you guys excited. We are going to have a new Tuesday morning talk show. Yes, it will be me and Jonathan Coachman. We will be going live every Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. And this new show which I'm not going to tell you the name of or the concept, but it is very sports-like in presentation. It's going to be great discussion, and it's going to be something that is very familiar to you guys if you watch ESPN. No one is doing it in the pro wrestling space. It's not a new idea, but no one's doing it in the pro wrestling space. And we're set to announce that very, very soon. Very excited about it. I think this one's going to be a hit. Genuinely, I think it's going to be a hit. So if you guys enjoyed the interactions between me and Coach, you guys are about to get Coach and Bro number 2 every Tuesday. Tonight we're sponsored by Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys use that code JD. 10% off Blue Chew Gold. This is what we're talking about tonight. I want to thank my friends over at Blue Chew for once again sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. Also, next Friday, House of Glory, or next Saturday rather, not Friday. Next Saturday, House of Glory, Brentwood, New York, on Long Island. We got Sammy Guevara versus The Amazing Red, Deonna Purrazzo versus Indy Hartwell, and Shotzi Blackheart versus Mina Shirakawa. So if you guys are going to be in the building at the Suffolk Credit Bank Arena, make sure you guys come and say what's up. I will be there. It's going to be a great time. I'll be on the call with the Solomons. As always, House of Glory, March 21st, Brentwood, New York, on Long Island. Make sure you come on through, man. It's going to be a good time. Guys, if I have to explain who Lonely Nights is by again, I'm going to fucking lose my mind. Chat, do you want to tell the people who are asking, JD, what's the name of that song, JD? I mention it every fucking night, man. I'm not mentioning it anymore. Chat already knows. The OGs in the chat know what it is. Okay? Fill in the uninformed, please. Let's get into this show tonight. Really don't want to, but this was a bad television show. Drew McIntyre. We start things off with Drew McIntyre, the former WWE champion. We see Nick Aldis looking over a contract that Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes are going to sign later in the evening, but he hears McIntyre at ringside calling him out as he vents his frustrations over last week's situation, losing the WWE Championship. He didn't even want to have to defend the championship to begin with because Aldis forced him to defend the title, even though McIntyre signed a contract for Cody to not get a rematch unless he won the Rumble or won the Chamber. I guess he forced Nick Aldis' hand to right those wrongs, so he voided the contract. So Aldis comes on out and says, no, I don't have to make anything right. He reminded McIntyre that he landed a Glasgow kiss on a referee and says McIntyre is looking for someone to blame with the consequences of his actions. McIntyre called Aldis a corporate stooge. Aldis got angry. He reminds McIntyre that he screwed Rhodes out of the WWE Championship twice at the Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber, and says he now understands McIntyre did that given that Rhodes beat him. So McIntyre, he went into the ring, he gets in Aldis' face and demands that Nick Aldis makes things right. Jacob Fatu comes on out. He's got a microphone and he tells McIntyre that he evened things out between them last Friday and he cost him the WWE Championship. He says things aren't about McIntyre or about Cody Rhodes. Then he says McIntyre's blaming everybody but himself. He admits to costing McIntyre the WWE title last Friday, And he said that without him, he would never even be the champion to begin with. He asks McIntyre what he's going to do about all this. McIntyre then says he's done with everything. He looks at Nick Aldis face to face, eye to eye, and says, I quit. Drew McIntyre quit WWE. He's done with everybody. He dropped the microphone. He walked off into the crowd, and we didn't see him again for the rest of the show until the end. Now, I get that McIntyre is going to come out and be upset. In fact, I would absolutely expect, after what happened last week, that McIntyre was going to come out and start the show and be upset about everything, because he did sign that contract that stated that Cody cannot get a championship match. He's got to be at the back of the line unless he wins the Chamber or the Rumble. And what have I been telling you guys for weeks? Eventually, the actions of McIntyre are going to cost him everything. This was going to be the story with or without a fatal four-way. The original plan was a fatal four-way. It was going to result in McIntyre costing Fatu and costing Cody. Randy won the Chamber. They were all going to be put in a fatal four-way. So they just split these two matches apart. Cody, Randy, Drew, and Fatu. We have two singles matches now. And they're going with both of these matches as separate entities. But everything largely remains the same. McIntyre's actions have consequences. Those consequences led to him losing the championship. Those consequences largely came in the name of Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu cost Drew McIntyre the championship. It's a natural progression to get McIntyre and Fatu in a WrestleMania match. I'm assuming there'll be some sort of stipulation. WWE rumored to be adding stipulations to a few matches. What those stipulations are, what those matches are, that remains to be seen. I wouldn't be going around adding stipulations to every fucking match on WrestleMania because that just speaks to me as being lazy. How do we generate interest? We don't tell stories. We'll just add a stipulation to every match to make sure that you are interested, because nothing sells interest like plunder. That's fucking garbage. Please don't do that. I wish they would actually put that much effort into telling stories. That was the latest rumor. I'm assuming this will get a stipulation. Out of all the matches, this is the one match that makes the most sense to get a stipulation. I'm assuming it'll be a Las Vegas street fight or something lame like that to go in conjunction with the city that they're emanating from. Maybe they'll put them in a steel cage, Texas death. I don't know. Whatever it may be. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be some WWE corporate garbage that they label plunder. But this is the only match that really would, or really should, or would benefit from a stipulation. It doesn't need one, but I can see WWE doing it. I like this. I don't like the fact that Drew quit. I think that's fucking lame. If you go read my tweet on social media, WWE has run with the Drew McIntyre quitting 3 separate times. This guy quit 3 separate times. He quit a year ago, feuding with Cody. He quit tonight. And then he even quit WWE while he was feuding with CM Punk on Monday Night Raw, saying, screw this company, I quit. Drew McIntyre has quit 3 times in the last 2 years. Now, some people say that it's consistent with the character that Drew McIntyre is playing on television. What exactly is that character, you lonely geek on social media? What type of character is that? Is that a alpha male character that Drew McIntyre certainly is? Or does that make Drew McIntyre a fucking bitch? Which is it? Does it make Drew McIntyre a man who stands on his laurels, stands on his grounds, and beats the shit out of anybody that feels or he feels is wronging him? Or does that make Drew McIntyre a crybaby, whiny bitch? It also says that WWE Creative is basically rinsing and repeating because they don't have any fresh ideas. If Drew McIntyre is quitting 3 times in a single calendar year, then I don't really look at that as creative. I find that to be fucking pathetic, and I find it to be lazy. So no, it's not Drew McIntyre's character being consistent. It's just dog shit creative, and it needs to be called out. We don't need him to quit. He didn't need to quit. Why did he need to quit tonight only to then show up and attack Jacob Fatu and cost Jacob Fatu a match with Trick Williams in the last hour of the show? Couldn't he have just, I don't know, walked out of the arena, be kicked out of the arena? What did him quitting really do in the grand scheme of things? Did it create some fucking illusion that people, oh my God, he's going to AEW. Oh my God, he's really quitting on the road to WrestleMania. He's not going to be at WrestleMania. Why have him quit when we all know he's not? You could have had him arrested. You could have put him in cuffs. You could have did this. You could have did that. No, we'll just run the same angle we ran 3 times in the last 2 years, and we'll just have him quit only for him to reemerge at the end of the show because that's what we do. Lame. Fucking lame. It's not the type of character I want Drew McIntyre to play. I quit. It's exactly what we want to portray. When things get tough and things don't go his way, he's a bitch and he quits. That's what we're doing with Drew McIntyre now. Charlotte Flair and Miss Bliss. They were shown walking in the back past R-Truth. Lash legend Nia Jax, now known as the Irresistible Forces. I have an irresistible force to change the channel when they're both on television. Miz was also backstage. He's getting ready to host Miz TV with Jelly Roll. Nothing speaks to you as WrestleMania season than bringing Jelly Roll to SmackDown on Friday night. Solo Sikoa. He's backstage talking to his MFTs. He was holding the Wyatt Lantern. And he's telling the MFTs that they were successful last week because the Wyatts still aren't #1 contenders for the tag team titles. And also, they still have the Wyatt Lantern. He said that he and Tola Tonga are going to take care of Uncle Howdy and Eric Rowan tonight. He then gave the lantern to Tama Tonga and told Tama Tonga to protect the lantern because without it, the Wyatts are nothing. I think after this feud, everybody watching this is also nothing. After they left, Shinsuke Nakamura approached Tama Tonga and said something to him in Japanese that nobody understood. Solo came back to see Tama Tonga distraught. And he looked at Shinsuke and told Shinsuke, stay the hell away from our family before we hurt you. If you thought that the Wyatts and the MFTs were a bad feud, wait till we get Shinsuke Nakamura getting added to the MFT vortex. Legitimately, outside of the Death Riders opening up every show on AEW Dynamite every Wednesday, and the Don Callis family versus the Death Riders every fucking week with every possible combination, with Jon Moxley running through all the fucking bench players. This is the worst television anywhere in professional wrestling. This has to be #1. And the Death Riders Don Callis family is easily #2. And if you want to reverse them and think the AEW Don Callis and Death Rider stuff is #1, I'm not going to argue with you. They're both fucking terrible. Legitimately fucking terrible. And I don't give a single shit about anything that's going on between both of these angles and both of these stories. And you're a weirdo if you find any of this interesting. Because it's fucking terrible. It's not good television. There's nothing engaging about it. None of the characters are even remotely interesting. Oh, but JD, John Moxley he's putting on Banger matches, JD. Fuck your banger matches. Yes, because I can't wait to watch Jon Moxley versus El Clone on Saturday Night Collision. Nick Aldis. He's backstage talking to Jacob Fatu. Fatu was angry about McIntyre apparently quitting the company right before he was about to kick his ass. Trick Williams walked up and said he was the only one who does the whooping around here. He wanted to whoop Drew McIntyre's ass, did Fatu. So Trick Williams apparently is upset because Jacob Fatu used the word whoop. He's going to whoop Drew McIntyre's ass. We can't say whoop anymore because whoop is Trick Williams' word. Fatu told him to shut up before he whipped Trick Williams' ass. Aldis tried to get Fatu to chill out. Fatu said he was tired of being disrespected and he walked off. Trick also felt disrespected here as he was explaining this to Nick Aldis after what Jacob Fatu said to him and what Randy Orton did to him last week. Apparently he got RKO'd. Aldis made a match between Trick and Fatu tonight, and Trick was mad and said, no, I didn't mean that. Take care of this. I didn't mean you making a match with me and him. Trick wondered who hired Nick Aldis and even said, where's Trips? Oh, I don't know where Trips is. He's somewhere. We got this 3-hour snooze fest tonight, so he's somewhere. You know where he is. Aldis says if he didn't want to be out of a job, too, then he needed to go get ready for his match later tonight. Uncle Howdy. He teamed with Eric Rowan against Solo Sikoa and Tola Tonga. So we got the two big men starting the action as the bell rings. This is riveting stuff here, Chad. Riveting stuff here, man. I can't wait to talk about this, man. This is a match of the year right here. MFTs and the Wyatt Six, man. Oh, my goodness. So these two big guys lock up. Tola gets the best of Rowan, starts beating him down. He tags out to Solo. Howdy tags in. So Solo and Howdy are in there. Solo fires off some right hands. He's got Howdy backed into the corner. Tola Tonga sends Howdy crashing into the ring apron and then outside to the announce desk. And then sends him into one of the barricades back first. And we go right into a commercial break. So Tola Tonga is in control of Uncle Howdy. He sends Howdy crashing into the announce desk, again spine first. Rolls him back into the ring. Solo levels Howdy with an uppercut. Connected on a spinning Solo. He goes for cover. Uncle Howdy kicks out. Howdy catches Solo with a back suplex. In comes Eric Rowan. And the fans miraculously start making some noise. Rowan lands a DDT on Tola Tonga. Howdy tags back in. He tries to set up for Sister Abigail on Solo Sikoa. Solo escapes, lands a Samoan spike on Uncle Howdy. Goes for the pin, but Rowan breaks the count. Tola Tonga then lands a clothesline on Eric Rowan, sending him to the outside, and then all of a sudden, JC Mateo and Tonga Loa, they are out there like a school of sharks. In comes Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy to stare them down. So we got a stare down amongst the other members of the Wyatts and the MFTs. So they all brawl. They take each other out. And Nikki Cross comes on over. And she starts looking at the lantern. And she's basically like salivating over the lantern. And she's like Becky Lynch with her titles.
Oh, my precious. The lantern. Oh, my goodness. My precious. Little hobbitses.
She's over there looking at the fucking lantern. She takes the lantern and she walks off with it. She runs around the ring. She dangles the lantern. She's got it. Ha, ha, ha. I got the lantern. Uncle Howdy lands Sister Abigail off this distraction. 1, 2, 3, and the Wyatts win. Uncle Howdy pins Solo Sikoa. So I guess they get a tag team title match now, being that Uncle Howdy, the leader of the Wyatts, pinned the leader of The MFTs and Solo Sikoa. So she hands the lantern to Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy again has the lantern. Tama Tonga, who was told earlier by Solo Sikoa, I want you to guard this with your life, because without it, the Wyatts are nothing. Tama Tonga delivers a hidden blade, or what he calls the cutthroat, to Uncle Howdy, knocks him out from behind, steals the lantern, and the Wyatts are once again without the lantern. The lantern is back in the possession of the MFTs. I'm trying to figure out, you know, I would love to be a fly on the wall during the writing process. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the room when they talk about this and have it become a weekly occurrence. Yeah, we'll do Uncle Howdy versus Solo Sikoa, and we'll tease him having the lantern back and getting the lantern back, only for the MFTs to take the lantern again, man. That'll be segment 1. That'll fill 3 segments, man. We'll have a 2-segment match. We'll go into the third segment, and that'll be it. Following week comes around. Yeah, you know what? We'll do Uncle Howdy and Solo Sikoa on the opposite side, tag team. We'll have Howdy team with Rowan, and we'll have Solo team with Tama Tonga. We'll do the same thing that we did last week. Uncle Howdy got the win. He pinned Solo Sikoa. He had the lantern. Then he doesn't have the lantern. This week, he'll do it again. He'll pin Uncle Howdy will pin Solo Sikoa, get the lantern back, and then he won't have the lantern. And we'll just do the same thing again next week, man. 3-segment match. Boring! It's fucking boring! Does anybody know what the fucking importance of the lantern is? Does it give them some weird mystical power? What is it? Does Uncle Howdy find himself lost when he gets up from bed and he wants a midnight snack? He can't do it without the fucking lantern. What is it? Does he get up from sleep in the middle of the night and he can't find his way to the fucking bathroom to fucking bleed the lizard? What is it? Someone please explain it to me. What is the importance of the fucking lantern? What? I mean, without the lantern, they're still winning matches, right? Can't be all that fucking powerful. Uncle Howdy pins Solo Sikoa without the lantern. This week, he pins Uncle Howdy pins Solo Sikoa without the lantern. Bro, I'm losing my fucking mind. I swear to God, I'm losing my fucking mind. Losing my fucking mind. Boring! I swear to God, I was having nightmares watching this show. Bro, I would not be surprised if the fucking tag team titles are on the line at WrestleMania and they do the Wyatts and the MFTs in a fucking ladder match with the titles and the lantern hanging above the ring. I might not be that far off on it. How does anybody in this company look at this and say this is good television? What are we paying these guys to write this show? Is there nothing else for you guys to give me outside of Uncle Howdy pins Solo Sikoa, he gets the lantern back and then he doesn't have it. Uncle Howdy pins Solo Sikoa, he gets the lantern back, he doesn't have the lantern. Bro, we got 5 more weeks of this shit. The least you could do is fucking tell me what the fucking importance of the lantern is and why they need the lantern back so much. How do they need the lantern back if they beat the fucking MFTs 2 weeks in a row and they pin Solo Sikoa 2 weeks in a row? How? What is USA Network paying for this show? 2.3 billion? Money well worth spent, huh? Here's our story about a shitty lantern you could buy at Home Depot for $34. We're going to make this television for the next 7 months. Exactly, Billy. Just buy another fucking lantern. Go to Home Depot and buy yourself another lantern. Show up next week. And, I got my lantern back. You can't tell the difference. $1.4 billion, huh? 1.4 billion reasons to fucking change the channel. Moving on. Kiana James and Giulia had some words for Tiffany Stratton ahead of the match tonight between Tiffany and Kiana James. Chad, I need some help here. I need some help here. Has Tiffany Stratton and Giulia, have they had any real interactions on Friday night? I know Tiffany Stratton came back to the WWE after a couple of months layoff. She came in at the Royal Rumble number 30, right? She was in the chamber. Has she had any real interactions with Giulia at all this year? I know she was in the chamber with Kiana, right? How did this Tiffany Stratton wants the United States Championship all of a sudden come about? When did this start? For what reason? Can anybody tell me? None, right? None? None? I'm not losing my mind, is what you're saying, right? I'm not losing my mind? Okay. We'll get to that in a second because they did wrestle tonight, and I have a lot to say about that. Jade Cargill. Good old Jade Cargill, huh? The best thing about Jade is her theme music. Jade Cargill, she wrestled tonight. Surprisingly, she had to get dressed up to actually come to work tonight. She wrestled Michin. Wow, man, that's some new competition there for Jade Cargill. Michin. Oh, man, I never seen this one before. The bell rang, and Michin immediately takes it to Jade quickly. Shotgun drop kick. Jade goes flying through the middle rope, and she takes Jade out on the outside, quickly dumps her back into the ring. Cargill is in the ring. She runs over Michin with a big pump kick and then follows that up with a standard fundamental body slam and then sends Michin out of the ring. And they're both back on the outside. So Michin here is looking to hit a crossbody on Jade off the steel steps. Cargill catches her and landed a very nice-looking fall-away slam with a kip-up on the outside. So she takes it to Michin, knee to the back of the neck. We go into a commercial break. She's firing off some stomps. She's continuing to dictate the pace here, working the slow pace, as Jade does because she doesn't know any better. We come back from the break. Cargill immediately sets up for Jaded on Michin. Michin escapes, lands a tornado DDT, which she slightly botched on Jade, but got enough of it. Goes for cover, gets a 2 count. Michin then landed a Pele kick on Jade. Follow that up with a nice-looking sliced bread out of the corner, and then quickly landed Eat Defeat on Jade. So Michin looked to fly off the apron on the outside. Cargill ran over and power bombs her on the timekeeper's barricade. She threw Michin back into the ring. For some weird reason, she ended up licking Michin's face, connected on a choke slam, went for Jaded, connected on that, and got the 1, 2, 3 in a very quick match. Went about 7 minutes, 3 minutes of which were in the commercial. Jade Cargill wins, predictably so. And she gets through Michin once again with absolutely no excitement surrounding anything she's doing right now going into WrestleMania. So Kathy Kelly attempted to interview Jade in the middle of the ring. Cargill grabbed the microphone and said, that was what happens when someone believes their own hype. She said that women are very quiet around her in the locker room, but everyone seems to think she should be scared of Rhea Ripley. Cargill said she wasn't afraid of anything, and she's not going to start being afraid today. She said she was going to beat Rhea's ass at WrestleMania, and she's going to show Rhea why she is always on top. So out comes Rhea Ripley. Rhea walks to the ring. She doesn't do any of her ring entrance. She just storms to the ring. She got in the ring and she dared Jade to hit her. Jade had already left. As soon as she seen Rhea, she hightailed it out of the ring. Ripley said to Jade that she was running her mouth and now you want to run. At WrestleMania, I am going to show you why I am your new champion. And she's also going to say to her that she would be her bitch. So not only is she going to win the women's championship, she's going to show Jade that Jade is her bitch. Chat. This is now. The Chamber was on the 28th. We are 2 weeks removed from the Elimination Chamber. We're going into next week. Next Friday, SmackDown's going to be what? March 20th. At that point, there'll be less than a month before WrestleMania. Less than a month, chat. Less than a month, chat. So far in the build, the 2 weeks of build, and 2 weeks is more than enough for me to dissect what's going on here. 2 weeks, and the discussion between Rhea and Jade is basically, my body is better than your body. My legs are bigger than your legs. My shoulders are bigger than your shoulders. Jade wants to say to Rhea that she's going to show her why she's always on top, and Rhea is now telling Jade that at WrestleMania she's going to make Jade her bitch. Bro, do we really need 5 more weeks of I'm on top, I'm that bitch, blah, blah, blah? How many different ways can we spin their catchphrases to kill TV time for the next 5 weeks? Maybe next week one of them can come out and say that at WrestleMania, I'm that bitch that's always on top. Or maybe I'm on top of that bitch. How many different ways can we come up with something by using each one of their catchphrases? I'm a bitch and I'm always on top. That's 3 weeks right there. How many other ways can we dissect their 2 catchphrases, chat, to fill out the 5 weeks? Does anybody want to add on to this? Anybody want to add on to this? I'm on top. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch on top. I'm a bitch and always on top. Blah, blah, blah. How many ways can we do this? How many ways can we do this? My body's bigger than your body. My shoulders are bigger than your shoulders. My legs are bigger than your legs. My body's built for fighting. My body's built aesthetically for Instagram. What the fuck are we doing? What? How do you have these women on social media? They're going back and forth on social media, and everything they did on social media is infinitely more interesting than what they're doing on television. How are you generating any excitement for any of this between these 2 women? Bro, this is doomed to fail. Doomed. This match is gonna give you the WrestleMania feeling that somehow is missing from their television for the next 5 weeks. What exactly have we accomplished here? What? It's the battle of catchphrases. There's no real personal issue here. There's no real tension here. All that was left on social media, and WWE killed that off quickly, faster than you can fucking breathe. And now we're back and forth with this glorious writing team. I'm that bitch. I'm on top. I'm this. I'm that. Bro, shut the fuck up. Give me something to sink my fucking teeth into, man. What is this? What is it? You want me to feel excitement about this match? I feel dread. Boring. Got Triple H coming out here saying that we tell stories like DC and Marvel. Motherfucker. You tell stories like a fucking second grader because that's what the fucking writing sounds like. I can go to a kindergarten class here in town and get a better story by some fucking 5-year-old geek. Better than these fucking half-witted writers. Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking garbage. And no, I don't think Rhea Ripley's winning the championship. We'll talk about what we saw later in the show. As if that's going to mean anything. Aldis was on the phone with somebody and asked them to call him back if they heard anything about Drew. Because he quit, you see. Cody Rhodes walked up and asked what was going on with Drew McIntyre. You could still hear the crowd in the arena, and there was a mixture of cheers and boos for Cody when he showed up on screen. Aldis told Rhodes to focus on the contract. Rhodes says it was all in order. Aldis left, and then in walked Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn walked up and congratulated Cody Rhodes on winning the title and said he was rooting for him at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes is not dumb, though, because he knows that Sami said that same thing to Randy Orton last week, which was probably the best segment of last week's terrible program. Rhodes said, let's cut to the heart of the matter here because he knew that Sami just wanted a title shot from the winner. Rhodes says he deserved the title shot because he's fucking Sami Zayn. You want it, just ask. Zayn says he couldn't believe that Rhodes thought so little of him that he wants to ask for a title shot. Zayn says there would never be anyone else like Orton, and then he looked up to Orton. He says he doesn't look up to Rhodes because they are friends and they are supposed to be equals. Zayn said that Rhodes shouldn't talk down to him. Rhodes objected to the notion that he was talking down to him. Rhodes says he actually does look up to Sami and finds him inspiring. Rhodes got annoyed and said that it's fine that Sami doesn't look up to him, but he can look right here as he tapped on the championship title, and Rhodes exited. You can look right here because he's the champion. So Rhodes walks away. Sami Zayn, there's always a collection of empty water bottles on the production crate in these segments, and Sami once again threw them all over the place. Aleister Black walks in laughing with Zelina Vega. Black questioned whether chasing world championships was too much for Sami Zayn. Maybe you should go find something else to do. Maybe this isn't cut out for you. Zayn then tells Black, stay far away from me. Sami got angry and walked away. I'm going to say this again. I said this on TNT. Sami Zayn is the most captivating character on WWE television right now. I genuinely don't know what they're going to do with him. Is he going to help Randy win the championship? Is he going to turn heel and join Randy? I don't know. I don't know what they got going on with Sami. I don't even know how he fits into WrestleMania. The rumor was that WWE might have been looking at Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. They may be looking at Sami Zayn versus Aleister Black. If you want to get Aleister Black on the card, I think that's a great way to go about it. Trick Williams, I've been hoping for a Trick Williams-Carmelo Hayes match. That's still kind of open-ended Because Ilya Dragunov is not accepting a match with Carmelo Hayes for his own reasons. But Trick Williams, all he has to do is answer the open challenge. If Melo's going to have an open challenge at WrestleMania, it should absolutely be answered by Trick Williams. I do feel like that's the best way to go about it. Now, Sami has had an interaction with Trick here and there. He's had an interaction with Aleister Black. But if we're going to make the WrestleMania card stand out with story, and we're trying to flesh out this WrestleMania card, Aleister Black versus Sami Zayn and Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes may be the 1-2 punch that the WrestleMania card could absolutely use. Or maybe they don't do either of those matches at Mania and then save them for the Friday before WrestleMania, which would be fucking terrible. But I could see WWE doing that as well. At least the Aleister and Sami match. They might still do Trick and Sami at Mania. They may even do Melo and Dragunov and leave Black off the card. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So we'll figure it out, but Sami's character is very compelling. He's friends with Cody. He's lied to Cody about him wanting to win the championship, but he told Randy Orton the week before that he hopes he wins the championship. He doesn't know where he wants to be and how he wants to be. He's just great television. And this is needed because Sami was getting a little stale, and now all of a sudden he's back to being interesting again. Love it. Michin was icing her shoulder talking to B-Fab. Rhea Ripley walked up to console Michin, but Michin did not want any of the support. B-Fab said Michin needed a second, and they needed to go somewhere and talk. We'll talk about B-Fab a little bit later because there was a segment later in the show where you clearly saw B-Fab talking to someone who she might not have been talking to or should not have been talking to. Charlotte and Miss Bliss, they came out and they were challenging the irresistible forces. Lash legend and Nia Jax for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Oh, man, I can't wait to see this one. So we got the Women's Tag Team Championships here on the line. The bell rang. Jax and Lash blindsided Bliss and Flair from behind. Jax jammed her boot into Bliss in the corner. Legend was wearing down Charlotte. Charlotte and Bliss, they come back and manage to send both Nia and Lash crashing outside the ring. Bliss looked to land a cannonball on Nia off the apron, but Jax catches Bliss and sends her crashing into the ring apron face first. Charlotte then lands a crossbody on Nia off the top rope. Lash comes on over and takes out Charlotte with a big jumping pump kick. It's basically all these women know how to do. Her and Jade, big pump kick. That's all they know how to do. So Bliss, she's back in there. She fires off some right hands on Nia. Tags out to Legend, does Nia. Lash lands a big splash on Bliss. Goes for a cover, gets a 2 count. Legend tags Jax back in. Nia accidentally, I forgot to mention this, the Bellas were out there. The Bellas happened to come on out and make their way out to the ring. They were in the ring. How could I miss the Bella Twins, man? Oh, my goodness. The Bella Twins were out there before this match started and basically said, because they're in Phoenix, you see. They're from home. They're home in Phoenix. So Brie said no matter who walks out of this women's tag team title match, that her and Nikki are the next in line for a title shot, and they're going to take a seat next to the commentary desk and watch the winner of this match, and the winner gets the Bellas. Chat, I need some help. I need some assistance. Can someone please tell me who did the Bella Twins beat to come on out and express to everybody that they're next in line for the tag team titles? They showed up in the Royal Rumble, right? They were in the Rumble. They got the big reaction. Brie got a big reaction in that women's Royal Rumble. They showed up the following Monday. They didn't make a television appearance for 5 weeks. And now they're back on SmackDown claiming that they're next in line for a tag team championship. Can someone express to me why? Why? How is that possible, man? How is that? Or am I supposed to not ask these questions? Oh, but I know there's some fucking geek on Reddit. Man, that JD is despicable, man. He's a racist. He hates all the women, that JD. They don't need a reason. They're Hall of Famers, JD. Thank you, fat Reddit slob that weighs 450 pounds and hasn't seen his penis in about 7 years. Thank you. Thank you for your input. Appreciate it. I'd love to know how. So now that we got that out of the way, the Bella Twins were sitting at ringside. Nia Jax accidentally hits the Bella Twins, prompting Brie to then attack Lash Legend inside the ring to cause a disqualification and throw this match out. After the match, the Bella Twins, Flair, Bliss, and the irresistible Cringe begin brawling with one another. Lash Legend traps Nikki in a bear hug. Nia Jax lands a leg drop on Nikki off the middle rope. And they stand tall at the end of the match. So, chat, the Bella Twins are getting a tag team title match next week because they're next in line, you see. Even though that they caused the disqualification. So, I'm assuming, because this writing team is so outrageously just creative, man. They think outside the box. They're so great. I'm assuming that Charlotte and Bliss next week will cause a no contest, which renders this tag team title match next week with the Bellas as a no contest. They'll throw it out. Because they didn't win this week. The Bellas aren't going to win next week. Who the fourth team is going to be, that remains to be seen. I don't fucking know. Bro, we're going to go tit for tat. We're going to go ring around the rosy here. You fucked me, I fucked you. And this is going to result in some weird multi-woman slop fest at WrestleMania. I know what match I'm skipping. Triple threat, fatal four-way, whatever it ends up being, I don't give a shit. Boring! Fucking boring. Damian Priest. They got this guy in a fucking tag team with R-Truth because they don't know how to book the tag team division. These guys teaming up tonight against the Garzas. The Garzas are great. If they give them some time to actually be themselves, the Garzas can be fucking great. WWE just doesn't give them any fucking television time. Before the match started, Jelly Roll had a chat with Damian Priest and R-Truth. They were getting ready for their tag team match against the Garzas. Jelly met with Randy Orton, who told him to give The Miz an ass whooping later tonight during Miz TV. So we got this tag team match with the Garzas and Priest Truth. We'll pick it up after the commercial break. Truth and Berto were going at it. Angel tagged in as he had control over R-Truth. Berto maintained control of this. Angel hits a nice-looking vertical suplex. And he got mocked with a "you can't see me" by Angel. He's doing the John Cena to R-Truth. So that was answered with a suplex into a stunner by R-Truth. Priest finally tags in. Priest goes at it with Angel and Berto. Strikes on both. Priest had Berto held. Hits Old School. His version of Old School, which is not good. It doesn't look good, but his version of an old school, instead of the big clubbing forearm to the back, his old school is the cross body from the top rope. Priest then takes it to Berto with a big lariat, knocks him out with a lariat. Angel broke up the pin after Priest went for a cover. Razor's Edge is attempted by Priest. That was interrupted by Angel, who tagged himself in blind. And Berto took it to Priest with a big move off the top rope. Priest blocked a moonsault from Berto, boot to the face. He held Angel in South of Heaven. Angel escaped, but he couldn't avoid the Razor's Edge from Priest. Truth begged to be tagged in. Him and Priest then hit their finishers, the Attitude Adjustment, and then the South of Heaven at the same time. They have these two guys as a tag team, and they can't even come up with a tag team finish. Their tag team finish is both of their individual finishes at the same time. Attitude Adjustment and South of Heaven on the Garzas, double pin, double finish, 1, 2, 3. I won't be surprised if Priest and Truth win the fucking tag team titles. I won't be surprised. That's how fucking dead this division is. Seriously. The one thing I will say about Priest and Truth, they're friends in real life, and that friendship kind of bleeds onto television, and you can see the genuine friendship that they do have, and the fact that Priest is always cracking a smile. It's always breaking live on camera because Truth is a funny guy. I won't be surprised if they win the tag team titles, but the fact that these two are a tag team and the fall of Damian Priest from where he was 2 years ago to where he is now, I don't know. I don't know what that says about Priest. I'm sure he's glad he's there. He's dating Lola Vice. He's on television. He don't give a fuck. He's got the world in his hands. He don't give a shit. As long as he's on television. But it's got to somewhat bother him that he won the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40, and now he's barely getting television time in a fucking makeshift tag team with R-Truth. I don't know. Maybe the company doesn't look at him as a big star anymore. And this is the most the company thinks of Damian Priest as. Alex Shelley. He was hanging out with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae backstage because, Johnny is still upset that Tommaso Ciampa went over to AEW and is now losing to the likes of Daniel Garcia and recreating their epic moment at TakeOver Chicago where Ciampa turned on Gargano. Alex Shelley was trying to talk some sense into Johnny Gargano, saying that he's Johnny Wrestling, one of the best wrestlers in the world. Candice LeRae was just kind of over the whole thing. She's just helpless. She can't get Johnny back, especially after being buried by Obafemi last week, who we did not see tonight. Shelley suggested that they get back to basics and back to Johnny Wrestling. Candice was excited about that, rolled him away. That was the last we saw of them. We didn't hear about Johnny Wrestling for the rest of the night. Chris Sabin walked in, and Shelley presumed he was about to apologize for getting mad at him last week for not breaking up a pin during their match in that gauntlet or tag team turmoil. He said he watched the replay to see that he did actually break it up. Sabin wanted to know why Shelley was wasting time with Gargano, who cost them the tag team championships to begin with. Well, tell you what, we got a match. I got us a match next week against Fraxium. Shelley was thrilled. Sabin told him to prove that he was still committed to the Motor City Machine Guns. And in the background during this segment, if you guys noticed, Jade Cargill was talking to B-Fab. Now, why does this matter? Well, Michin's a loser, and B-Fab and Jade were very, very cordial with one another. Jade actually walked off with B-Fab, and it didn't look like Jade was that bitch to B-Fab. Now, I don't want to be predicting this match 5 weeks out, but I said when I was talking about the Jade Cargill segment that I do think Jade is going to retain the title at WrestleMania. I don't think Rhea is winning the title. I think at Mania, we're going to get BFAB helping Jade because somehow Jade is convinced BFAB to join her, and we may be looking at the start of a Jade Cargill baddie group on SmackDown. Now, I don't know why they go with BFAB, but it looks like there may be some collusion there. And you know Triple H loves showing things off, giving you a little tease in the background of a segment like this, and they were clear as day talking to one another. So who knows what that means? Who knows what that means? Danhausen walked up to The Miz and gave him one of his shirts to wear during his Miz TV with Jelly Jam. Miz wanted to know how Danhausen has his own t-shirt after only a week in the company. Danhausen said he had it his first day. Well, that's what happens when WWE knows that you're a merchandise monster. Let's get some merchandise for this guy. Next thing will be teeth being sold on WWE Shop for Halloween. He ran down his list of demands and Miz shot them all down. He then cursed The Miz again for a second week in a row. You are cursed. And he does this disappearing act like he's fucking some magician. And everybody's looking around. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? He's probably just fucking standing off to the side there off camera. Miz was in the ring. We got Miz TV. I don't know when the last Miz TV was, but I don't think anybody was clamoring to see the return of Miz TV. Miz was in the ring. He had a microphone that didn't work. He asked for a new one. He was handed a new one. He welcomed Jelly Jam. Jelly Roll. So he's out there smiling. He's waving to the fans. Miz sees Jelly Roll enter the ring. They hug. They start dancing. Miz asked Jelly what brought him to Miz TV. Jelly says he wasn't going to miss his two friends, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, signing their contract tonight. I don't know why that means he's got to be interviewed on Miz TV, but here we are. Miz says he sees the potential in Jelly and offered to be his mentor so he could teach his core values to Jelly. The core values of MIZ, master, inspire, and zone in. Kurt Angle's 3 eyes. This is not. Jelly said no because every time Miz has a partner, he stabs them in the back. Miz did not like that comment. He questioned Jelly's redemption story and said that a while back, Jelly fell down and couldn't get his obese self back up until Miz pulled him up. Miz claimed that was what led to Jelly changing his life and losing 250 pounds. Either that or Ozempic. Jelly asked Miz if he was that narcissistic and was pissed that Miz would try to take credit for his hard work. Miz says he liked Jelly better when he was fat. Jelly then told Mike that fat or skinny, I will whip your ass. Miz says he needed to show respect to a locker room leader. Jelly called him a locker room loser. All of a sudden, Kit Wilson comes out. They got Wade Barrett now announcing Kit Wilson as they, them. Whatever floats your boat, bro. Whatever floats your boat. Fucking cringe. Miz begged Miz to stop wasting his time because the problem was Jelly Roll. Miz said that things were getting weird and that they are all secretly kind of liked by him. Or they all secretly liked him. Not liked by him. They all secretly liked Jelly Roll. So Roll starts dancing, Jelly Roll started dancing out there. Says he's been practicing doing the Kit Wilson dance. Wilson said the problem was the face tattoos and the criminal charges and building a brand on bad behavior. He was mad that Jelly mocked him. Jelly ended up apologizing. Wilson called him fat-phobic. He said that Jelly reinforced an unhealthy body image. He called Wilson toxic, and they started shoving each other. Miz held Wilson back. Jelly Roll tried to punch Wilson, but he moved and Roll knocked Miz out. Wilson left and dragged Miz out with him as Jelly Roll celebrated in the ring. Can I ask? Kit Wilson's act is Kit Wilson's act. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't really care for it. Who asked for Jelly Roll to mix it up with The Miz and Kit Wilson on the road to WrestleMania? You know, there are other things that WWE could certainly be building for WrestleMania. But they opt to put Jelly Roll. Who asked for Jelly Roll? I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. Who asked for Jelly Roll on the road to WrestleMania? Is Jelly Roll only here because they could not land Bad Bunny? Who asked for Jelly Roll? Is Jelly Roll getting a match at WrestleMania? Why? Even worse, if Jelly Roll is back and he's not wrestling at WrestleMania, why would they have him wrestle on SmackDown? Why would they have him wrestling Kit Wilson? Jelly really must have wanted to get back in the ring then. He really must want to get back in the ring. Bro, I have a feeling that we're going to get The Miz and Kit Wilson teaming up at WrestleMania against Danhausen and Jelly Roll. You are cursed. That could not be any more truer than this segment here. The fans are cursed. Apollo Crews. He's hanging out with Ilya Dragunov. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You don't want to be hanging around Apollo Crews. You know what that means. They were laughing because they watched the previous segment and saw The Miz get knocked out. Carmelo Hayes walked in and asked if he could talk to Dragunov alone. Hayes says he watched Dragunov talk about how he tore his passion, or how his passion came from his mother, and wondered whether the U.S. Open Challenge was too much of a burden on him. Dragunov says that wasn't it, and that he was stuck between supreme confidence and the ultimate self-doubt. He doesn't know what peace is. Hayes says he didn't understand and said he needed Dragunov to lock in, or he was going to wonder if there was another reason why he didn't want to fight Carmelo Hayes. Dragunov says he couldn't fight Hayes when he was busy fighting himself. Do you know what I appreciate about this? The fact that I think that Hayes and Dragunov may actually be the WrestleMania match, and WWE is stringing it along week by week with these little complex lines because Dragunov is a complex character. He's intriguing. He mentioned his mother last week. Hayes listened to that last week. He understands, but then he's getting frustrated because he wants to give Dragunov a shot. Dragunov feels like he's not worthy of it yet. What it's going to take for Dragunov to feel he is worthy, I don't know. But it actually looks to be something Hayes wants that Dragunov doesn't want right now. And it actually looks like it's breaking Hayes because in some weird way he thinks, Hayes does, that Dragunov is ducking him. And somehow, some way that's kind of bruising Carmelo's ego. because Carmelo wants to fight the toughest and the best. And he looks at Dragunov as one of the toughest and one of the best. And Dragunov says no. And that's going to hurt Carmelo's ego. I like the fact that they've actually scaled back the U.S. Open Challenge. Because it was getting very much repetitive. And now they've opted to tell a little bit of a side story here with two of the division's top guys, which actually may end up leading to a WrestleMania match. I like it. This was one of the better things on the show tonight. Tiffany Stratton was cutting a promo against Giulia. Chelsea Green rolled up, wanted to talk trash to Tiffany. Tiffany took her wheelchair and rolled her away. Alba Fire in the background started running after Chelsea. Stratton continued telling Giulia that she was going to beat her and that everyone will know what time it is. And right on cue, Tiffany's theme music hit. Tiffy time. She goes out to the ring. We get ready for Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James. Before we do that, Kit Wilson was with The Miz backstage. Kit Wilson told The Miz he was going to talk to Aldis about what Jelly Roll did. Danhausen once again came up to The Miz and said if Jimmy Jam knocked out any of his teeth, he had a jar of teeth with him. Miz told him to leave very defiantly. Danhausen said there was one thing he needed to do to reverse the curse. He didn't tell The Miz what that was, and then he disappeared. I don't know. There are some people that want Kit Wilson to team with The Miz against Jelly Roll and Danhausen at WrestleMania because they find it to be fun. How could you have fun with that when most of this show is anything but fun? I'd be more open to having fun with a match like that if the rest of the show was booked good. This show is insufferable. So why am I going to look at that as being fun when the rest of the fucking show, which should be great, is not? Oh, but this is fun. Tiffany Stratton. She went one-on-one with Kiana James. I could absolutely see this being a future championship match. I know the company's high on Kiana. Kiana's great. Pick it up after the break here. Alba Fire rolled Chelsea Green ringside in her wheelchair to watch this up close. I guess they got to keep Chelsea engaged in some way, shape, or form. Stratton hit a cutter on Kiana. Goes for a cover, 2 count. James countered a cartwheel, Alabama slam attempt into a Falcon Arrow. She went for a cover of her own, only got a 2 count. Kiana attempted a power bomb. Stratton hit a rolling senton, so Giulia pulled Kiana out to the floor. Stratton hits a suicide dive onto Kiana. Chelsea stood up, and she had a pink object. I don't know what it was, a wrench or a crowbar. I don't know what it was. It was pink, though. Giulia got in the way and forced her back into her wheelchair. Giulia got up on the apron and held Tiffany. Kiana went to give her a big boot. Stratton moved. She kicked Giulia off the apron, and Giulia fell onto Chelsea and Alba Fire. Stratton hit a rolling senton. Prettiest moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3, and Tiffany wins in 8 minutes. I am very confused as to how WWE thinks that putting Tiffany Stratton and Giulia in a WrestleMania match for the United States title is going to generate any fucking interest. Giulia is ice cold, and Tiffany Stratton is not very good as a babyface. At all. I genuinely think Tiffany has actually regressed. I don't find anything about her interesting. I genuinely feel Tiffany is just another name, another face on the roster. I don't know if the time off hurt her. I don't know if the lack of competition in the SmackDown women's division is hurting her. It certainly is. Has to be. Yes, because we don't have anything creatively for Tiffany Stratton. We'll just throw her into a United States Championship match against Giulia for no reason, just to get them on the card. What do they have to do with each other? Why all of a sudden does she want the United States Championship? How did this come about? Why? The quicker you can develop something over the next 4.5 weeks, so I don't sit here thinking that you're just putting these two together to get them on the WrestleMania card, the better. Because that's all people are going to wonder. Trick Williams told Kathy Kelly that he was going to take off his lemon pepper steppers and smack the boogeyman out of Jacob Fatu. Kathy Kelly left. Sami Zayn walked up. Zayn questioned Trick for all his big talk lately. He said he saw him get dropped at the Chamber. He got dropped by Randy last week, and he's about to get dropped by Jacob Fatu. He said Trick can't back up his talk. Trick said Zayn was lucky that Trick had a match tonight, or he'd drop him where he stood right now. Sami Zayn said, I'm here every week, and I'm very easy to find. Could be that we're getting Trick versus Sami at WrestleMania. Maybe we do that double turn. I don't know if Sami's going to turn heel, but we talked about this. There's no reason to turn Trick into a babyface. He's already getting cheers. Just let him be. Let the fans dictate. Let the fans guide the wind where it blows. Do not force a babyface turn on Trick Williams. He's already getting cheered and he's already being accepted by the audience. Let that be organic. Trick Williams versus Jacob Fatu. This went 11 minutes. This was the legitimate main event of the show besides the main event segment, which was Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton in the contract signing for the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. Fatu fired off some right hands. Clotheslines Williams out of the ring over the top rope. Williams sends Fatu after he chased him out there, crashing into the announce desk. Face first. Fatu sent Williams crashing into the barricade. Williams then starts throwing right hands at Fatu. Back in the ring. Starts slowing the pace down with a submission hold. Fatu crashes into the mat and lands a flapjack. Followed up with a Uranage. Goes for a pin. Fatu kicks out. So Trick had a nice string of offense there. Big time flapjack. Fatu got some height on it. And then I guess a Uranage, or what you want to call a bookend, because everybody compares him to Booker T. So his version of the bookend. I don't know what he's calling it, but he's obviously, or WWE is obviously kind of depicting him as the second coming of Booker T almost. Williams calls for the trick shot on Fatu. Fatu intercepts him with a super kick and follow that up with a Samoan drop. Big hip attack in the corner. And then Williams, he's in position as Fatu goes to the top rope. He delivers a swanton bomb. He didn't get all of it. He grazed him on the way down. So he goes for cover on Trick. Trick kicks out. All of a sudden, Drew McIntyre appeared out of nowhere. He sent Fatu crashing into the ring post. The referee was distracted by Trick Williams. McIntyre then dumped Fatu back in the ring. Trick was waiting there with a trick shot, and he nailed it twice. 1, 2, 3, and Trick Williams pins Jacob Fatu, which basically cemented Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, because McIntyre gets into the ring, delivers a Claymore kick, and he pointed to the WrestleMania logo. So it is all but confirmed that Fatu and McIntyre will go one-on-one at WrestleMania. If there's a stipulation, there might be, there may not be, but if there is a stipulation to a match at WrestleMania, this is the best match to get a stipulation. I thought he quit, though, which makes it all that more confusing as to why he said, I quit and I'm done with everybody, and then only shows up back in this match, in this segment, to take out Jacob Fatu. Then why did you have him quit? Which is only going to lead people to say the creative sucks, it's lazy, it's rinse and repeat, because the guy quit 2 previous times before this in the last year and a half. Oh, but it's a character trait of Drew McIntyre. No, it ain't. It's WWE creative being lazy. That's all it is. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton make their undisputed WWE Championship match at WrestleMania official. This was easily, by far and away, maybe it is an I Quit match. Elite Kid. Maybe it is an I Quit match. I don't know. I could see them doing that. This was easily the best thing on the show. Nick Aldis stood in the ring. There was a table there, contract in the middle, Cody Rhodes on one side, Randy Orton on the other. After their long-winded entrances, because everybody needs to fucking be American Idol now, everybody seated. Rhodes speaks first. He said he knew what the fans wanted to talk about and pointed out that his first WWE match in 2007 was against Randy Orton. He then watched Orton win the Royal Rumble and go on to, or not the Royal Rumble. He went on to win the Elimination Chamber and go on to WrestleMania. And then Rhodes left with the WWE title at the end of last week's SmackDown. Now, while Orton was Orton was the one publicly stated that Rhodes could be a world champion before he beat Drew McIntyre. When he came back, Orton was the only person that was there for him. Rhodes says he was always proud to be Orton's boy. Rhodes signed the contract and passed it over to Orton like he was proud that this match was finally happening. Orton didn't sign the contract immediately. He actually held back from signing it. He got up. He walked over to the corner. He put his head down in the corner like he was contemplating something. He said he didn't think Cody Rhodes understood what was going on here. Orton says he needed WrestleMania. He needs the WWE title. This was supposed to be easy because his opponent was supposed to be McIntyre. Rhodes stood and said that when the bell rings, he'll get the Legend Killer and the Master of RKO. But when the last bell rings, he wanted Orton to know that he'll always love him. Orton signed the contract, they shook hands, and they hugged. Orton then slammed Cody's head into the commentary table, or the contract table, kicked him in the balls, and ripped his shirt off. Orton threw Rhodes over to the commentary table and then hit him with the steel steps. Nick Aldis was out there and trying to talk some sense into Randy Orton. Didn't work. Cody, more than likely bladed. He came up gushing blood. Orton pushed Aldis down as Aldis tried to get into Orton's face as he saw Cody bleeding. So I'm sure he'll be fine. Orton punched Rhodes. He got blood everywhere, all over him, all over his arms, all over his shirt. He kept hitting him while he was on the desk. Fans at this point were chanting, "Randy, Randy." Jelly Roll, who was sitting front row, jumped the barricade and started to talk some sense into Orton, but Orton didn't listen and pushed him down as well. Rhodes looked completely just brutalized here. The steel steps were set up in a way that they were facing the commentary desk, standing upright. And the triangular portion of the steel steps, Cody Rhodes was laying on the announce desk and basically using this triangular section of the steel steps as a pillow. He was wedged in between the steel steps. I don't know what Orton wanted to do to him. So he walked away. He was thinking better of it. He walked away. Orton was basically walking around the ring. He was going towards the aisleway. We didn't see him again. Everybody's attending to Cody Rhodes. So Orton, the crowd starts to buzz again. Orton comes through the crowd, and he comes jumping over the barricade with a steel chair by the commentary table, and he nails Cody Rhodes with a steel chair as Cody is still wedged in between the triangular section of the steel steps. He stared at Jelly Roll. Officials here just begging Orton to stop. Orton then takes the chair, sets it up in the middle of the ring, sits down, and cradles the WWE Championship as if he found his long-lost sibling. And that's the way the show came to a close. You know, we talked about this in the beginning of the show. I don't want to reiterate myself because I said basically everything I said there. I enjoyed this. The only parts of the opening monologue I really want to touch upon is Cody Rhodes is not going to be the fan favorite going into WrestleMania. Randy Orton will very much be the fan favorite going into WrestleMania. And that's only going to grow louder and louder over the next 5 weeks. This was a great segment. It did not feel forced. A great segment on an otherwise miserable show. WWE has legitimately put no effort into anything else but Sami Zayn on their show, as he's the most interesting character on television right now. Outside that, there's nothing really to sink your teeth into on this show. WWE needed to do something. As soon as Orton and Cody was official, they needed to do something. I'd rather them this than the love fest and the smooch fest that Cody and Randy would have as two baby faces going into the fucking biggest main events of the year for WrestleMania. Also, before tonight, CM Punk and Roman Reigns, they're both baby faces in the main event of night 2. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton before tonight, two baby faces in the main event of night 1. Someone needed to go heel. WWE needed to do something. They certainly did something. I'd much rather this and the intrigue of Orton now, hearing these fucking vicious voices in his head, than him every week coming out. I respect you, brother. I love you, brother. Let's reminisce on our days in legacy. No, they needed to do something to get you excited. And they very much did that. But I'm telling you right now, Cody's not going to be the babyface going into Mania. Randy Orton is very much going to be the fan favorite. And honestly, if you're upset that Cody won the championship, you should be looking at this in a completely good way. If Randy Orton didn't turn heel tonight, then the odds-on favorite at WrestleMania would have been Cody Rhodes. The fact that Orton turned heel, now it gives WWE the mindset, hopefully, that we turned him heel. We can't have him turn heel and then lose to Cody Rhodes. Unless Sami's going to get involved. Randy Orton turning heel now, to me, is a push forward to Randy winning the match at WrestleMania. Because if he turned heel, you got to cash in on that heel turn. You can't turn him heel and then have him lose. They needed to do something to generate interest. This is exactly what they needed to do. I've been begging them to do something. Outside Punk and Roman, there's nothing that really speaks to me as WrestleMania. This, outside that, was the first thing all season that finally spoke to me as WrestleMania. A great ending to an otherwise miserable show. Thank you guys very much for all of your supports. If you did enjoy today's live stream, please make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go and check out everything that you might have missed on the channel. There's plenty of it. We were live on Monday. We were live on Tuesday. We were live on Wednesday. Thursday, we uploaded a Brock Lesnar and Obafemi video, and Lesnar could derail that Femi match at WrestleMania. And then Sunday, we'll be live for AEW Revolution. One of AEW's biggest shows of the year. They are sold out in Los Angeles. MJF defends the world title in Texas Death against Adam Hangman Page. Tonight, we're sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys use that promo code JD at checkout for 10% off. Blue Chew just dropped their newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. This one is just built different, fellas. Blue Chew Gold. It's a 4-in-1 powerhouse that combines 2 ingredients that support blood flow and help you stay strong and turns up the arousal and connection in your brain and your body. And the best part of it all, it dissolves under your tongue and can work in as little as 15 minutes. That means when the moment calls for the main event, like Randy Orton called for the main event tonight, you're going to be ready to step into that ring. This is peak passion and peak performance in one single tablet. Think of it like this. If the bedroom performance were WrestleMania, Blue Chew Gold is the undisputed champion walking into the main event. Next time she hits you with that late night, "Are you up?" text, don't cut a promo. Show up ready to go for that World Championship gold. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. We got a special deal for all of our listeners tonight. 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code JD. That's code JD at BlueChew.com. 10% off your first month. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Super Chats, get them on in. Get them on in. Ali S with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD and OTS. I just want to say it's my birthday. I just turned 32, and I'm so happy that I'm still alive and breathing and here with the OTS family. Ali! Happy birthday, bro. Let me see some birthday cake emojis from my guy Ali S in the chat. Enjoy your day, brother. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. $2 super chat. JD OTS, how's everyone? Let's go. Yeah. And happy birthday to Ali S, says Michael. Thank you, brother. Tone C with a $2 super chat. I finally listened to the new Silosis album. One of my favorite albums so far released this year, man. Riffs galore. If you love guitar riffs, Silosis, The New Flesh. Highly, highly recommended. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JD, your favorite group is the MFT. LOL. No. Also, Michael Krause with the 2. Commercial after commercial after commercial. Yeah, a lot of commercials tonight. A lot of commercials tonight. Jay Gordo with a $20 super chat. What's up, JD? Hope you're doing well. This show fucking sucks. Instead, I was watching the World Baseball Classic. That is more exciting than watching this fucking show. SmackDown has to get their shit together. OTS forever. You probably made the right decision this evening, Gordo. I'm not a fan of the World Baseball Classic, but I can understand why people are. It's a pretty cool concept. I just hope nobody gets injured playing in the Classic before the regular season begins. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. Orton Cody ass story. This was great stuff. I agree. Tribal Chief with 31 months. JD, please tell me it's not true. Vince and Saudi are trying to buy WWE back. Heel Randy. Hell yeah. OTS for life, pal. No, bro. That's a fake story. Vince is not trying to buy WWE back. He's got to pay off Janelle Grant first. Fast Eddie with a $4.99. JD, you get me through work each week with your rants. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you very much. Ethan Nelson with a $4.99. If this WrestleMania isn't a home run from start to finish, then WWE died on the night of WrestleMania 40. Well, Cody continues to claim that this is going to be a sleeper WrestleMania and that we may be looking at an all-timer in ring for WrestleMania. Bro, you keep saying these things, yet they haven't really announced any matches outside of what we've gotten announced. You got to announce some matches first for us to get that sort of feeling. Fast Eddie with a $4.99. I'm so hyped for these next House of Glory pay-per-view events, especially Las Vegas. Well, I'll see you out there, brother. DC Calgary with a 47 months. Sorry if you already answered this, JD, but have you played Resident Evil Requiem yet? Top 3 Resident Evil game for me. Cheers. I heard it's great. I have not played it. I am very engulfed in Arc Raiders right now. Just hit level 50. And And I am on my way to completing the exhibition, or not the exhibition, the expedition already for this season. Illuminati with a $5 super chat. At this point, keep creative out of Cody versus Randy. Let those two guys do it themselves. I agree. When Cody is given something that works like this, he is a master storyteller. Fast Daddy with a $4.99. SmackDown sucked until Jacob Fatu, Trick Williams. It was all right. They set up the Drew McIntyre match, which we kind of figured was going to be the direction after he lost the title last week, but I'm just glad that we got some sort of solid confirmation that is exactly the direction. Jay Taylor with a 25 months. Do you think a double turn happens after the Cody Orton match? If so, what do you see happening? Or better yet, how would you book it? Jay Taylor, we're going to need to see a little bit more of a volatile environment when Cody Rhodes comes out. This is nothing that's really kind of pushes the narrative of Cody going heel. If it gets louder and worse every week, then it should be something WWE explores. Until then, no. No, I'm just having Orton win the title. Robert Hurt with a 60 months. JD, keep rocking. We all know Randy winning 15 at Mania. I hope so, brother. Al with the 279. Mama Rhodes better go into hiding. I'd love to see Mama Rhodes get a punt kick on the road to WrestleMania. I doubt that, but I'd love to see it. Jaxo 23 with a $10 super chat. Sami Zayn is also going to turn heel too, based on his conversation with Cody tonight on SmackDown. And Cody needs to turn heel since you can tell people are tired of babyface. We can't turn everybody heel, guys. We can't turn everybody heel. Steven with a 2. Randy in the chair is a precursor for Friday after Mania. Yes. I hope so. Fast Daddy with a $4.99. NXT pay-per-views have been better than WWE pay-per-views. Bro, I watched the last one. Boring. There's no excitement there, bro. There really is no excitement there. For Illuminati with a $5 super chat. Boring is too kind of an adjective for half of these segments. Or slop or shit are more appropriate. Yes, it's Friday night slop for sure. Sean Gamer with a $10 super chat. Buy yourself a beer, JD. You need one like I do after this shit show. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for looking out for the cold beverage. Depending on who you talk to, I angered the IWC by telling them that drumstick ice cream was bioengineered ice cream. You see this yesterday? I angered people by telling everybody that drumstick ice cream cones, almost 40 grams of sugar per cone, made with very, very unhealthy oils, and is not real ice cream because it doesn't meet the FDA's standard to be called ice cream. Oh, but it's a frozen dairy treat, JD. Yes, which means it's fucking goy slop. It's garbage. And you're accelerating cancer and Alzheimer's by injecting bioengineered chemicals in your body and injecting plastics in your body. You can eat whatever you want. I'm just telling you the fucking facts. Drumstick was one of the worst ice creams named in America. It doesn't even melt. It doesn't melt. If you want ice cream, go and grab some Tillamook. Or go to a local creamery where you know they use real ingredients from actual cows. Bo said, Bo, who are you calling a virgin in the chat, bro? Who are you calling a virgin? Bo said, Bo. Certainly not me. Better not be me. Otherwise, you're out of here as quickly as I could fucking throw a drumstick ice cream. Oh, but JD, don't you drink alcohol? Don't you drink a lot of coffee? Coffee isn't good for you, JD. I don't promote drinking alcohol to everybody here in the chat. I drink, you know what I'm drinking? I'm drinking liquid death. Sparkling water. I've given up drinking, to be quite honest with you. I have maybe one drink every couple of months. I don't even drink anymore. I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm trying to be better. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy a nice old fashioned and a nice espresso martini every now and then, but Bo wants to be quiet now, huh? Bo wants to be quiet now. Get Bo out of the chat. Goodbye, Bo. Goodbye, Bo. Bo said Bo. Goodbye, bro. Oh, he said IWC. All right, Bo, you can come back. Bo could come back. Come back! Come back, Bo! Come on, I didn't mean it, bro. Come on. Come on, man. Take a seat. Get this guy a complimentary beverage on the house, man. We don't... We apologize, Bo. I'm sorry, bro. 009.5 with a super chat. I think Brock Lesnar eats corn the long way. The Rock put him over in 2002 when he debuted. Brock can also do it for the new talent with his 2 fucking moves. Keep up the good work, JD. Jaxo23 with a $10 super chat. WWE, this is good television. Everyone else, sir, this sucks. The one who knocks with a $6.99. How we went from the masterpiece that was WrestleMania 40 build and main event to Danhausen cursing Miz 5 weeks out until Mania is beyond me. I don't know what to tell you, brother. Lauren with a $2 super chat. Heel Orton for the win. Next WWE champion. Yes. David, the dark horse is automatic, bro. I do not know how to drive stick. Sorry for the auto enthusiasts out there. Sorry. Think of me what you want. Phil Illuminati with a $2 super chat. Danhausen is definitely putting a smile on my face. I don't mind Danhausen. I don't give a shit to see Jelly Roll. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. Jelly Roll seems to be more of a priority than LA Knight. Sad state of affairs in WWE. Who asked for Jelly Roll? Guess they couldn't get Bad Bunny. That's what I said. Adam JD with the 24 months, 2 years as an official member of the venue. Been here since WrestleMania 30. Not going anywhere. Keep doing your thing, JD. Adam JD 519. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here, man. Best place to be in the entire IWC. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. JD, did you happen to catch the Chelsea Green was in a wheelchair and was pushed away? It reminds me of what Kane did to Zack Ryder. I did. I did not laugh. Meanwhile, Zack Ryder is competing on main event, getting stapled because he was busted open. SRH, $9.99 super chat. Great opening segment by you, JD. Great last segment by WWE. They need to hire you as a writer. Your booking ideas are light years better. Looking forward to the review on Sunday. Keep killing it. I'll be here, brother. Happy to know that you'll be joining us on Sunday night. It's going to be a very long evening, and I will be very espressoed up. You know, but I have the IWC fat slobs telling me that espresso is bad for me. I buy quality beans from organic farms, and I buy nothing but top quality beans. These guys think I'm drinking Folgers and fucking Maxwell House, where the beans and the coffee grinds have plastics in them. Fucking ridiculous. Do not, by the way, guys, do not drink Folgers or Maxwell House. I have researched, because I'm a fucking freak. Bro, there's microplastics in Folgers and Maxwell House, bro. Do not buy store-bought coffee. Do not. Ground or whole bean. Do not. Please, go to a local roastery. Or go get a subscription via Trade Coffee. That's where I get my coffee. Trade subscription. The best coffee subscription out there. Believe me. Glow J with 13 months. I wasn't surprised that Randy was going heel. I saw this coming ever since Cody was trying to finish his story. He wants the belt. Glad to see it. Steph 497. Pete's is good coffee. Pete's is good coffee. I wouldn't drink it. I just don't like. I don't like the consistency or the taste of it, but it's good coffee. If there's a dire need for me to get coffee, I will buy Pete's. Furious Nation with the $4.99. What's up, JD? Do you think Sami Zayn could be a factor of maybe costing Cody the title at Mania, which leads to Cody turning on Sami sometime this year? Sure. I think Sami's going to have a factor in some way, shape, or form with Cody and Randy. David Rice with a $20 super chat. Thumbs in the middle, SmackDown. My prediction is that over the next 3 weeks, the Mania card will be completely stamped out for both nights. The last 2 weeks' work of TV will be to solidify the stories for the matches. I hope so. At least half the fucking show should already be in the can. But there's 5 weeks to go. Thank you, David. Appreciate you always, brother. Furious Nation with 499. I've also watched Rain Leverkusen. How do I pronounce that? Leverkusen? Recently, she's really good. There's just something about her, man. WWE's lucky to have her. Bro, she's going to be my new favorite female in the entire company outside Kendall Gray. Heavy metal vibe, heavy metal look, man. That is the type of woman I want to see on my TV. Christoph with a $10 super chat. So, do you think Drew versus Fatu will have a stipulation at Mania since they're having a regular match next week on SmackDown? Yes, I do. I don't know why they're doing it next week on SmackDown, but there's 5 weeks to go, so I do think that it will result in a stipulation. Fast Daddy with a $4.99. JD, congrats on the new shows, especially with Coach. Looking forward to it. Thank you, brother. Furious Nation with a $4.99. I seen something recently regarding the referee in OVW, utterly embarrassing on OVW's behalf, and pumped for ACW Aftershock tomorrow. Banger incoming. Yeah, that OVW referee situation was disgusting. Everybody involved should be fucking completely fired and exiled from OVW and all independent professional wrestling. Awful. I had so many people I had to block saying, oh, it's a part of the show. It's all fake. The show must go on. Bro, the guy was convulsing in the middle of the ring, bro. That was not part of the show. They legitimately rolled him as he was fucking convulsing in the middle of the ring. I blocked so many people online today, man. Sean Gamer with a $5 super chat. Get me a beer. Get a beer on me, JD. WWE needs to get their shit together after tonight's crap, except seeing Randy take out Cody was epic. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that, brother. Furious Nation with a $1.99. Soft serve or hard served ice cream? I don't mind either, but I am more of a hard served ice cream. Marshall D with a $4.99. SmackDown is ace. ASS. And Hank with a 249, he says, hi, JD. Well, how you doing, Hank? How you doing, Hank? Thank you guys very much for all your support. I am about to get out of here. Maybe hop on some Black Ops 7. It's double XP weekend, man. I got to get some new guns. Appreciate you guys very much, man, for hanging out with me. Great night, great discussion as always here on Off the Scripts. We had 2,800 people in here on a Friday night, man. I'll take it. That's pretty good numbers. That's Monday Night Raw numbers. Can't hate on that. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go and check out all the great content on the channel. There's plenty of it. Monday, we're live for Raw. Tuesday Night Titans with the Solid Monster. Wednesday Night Dynamite. Last night, we uploaded the Brock Lesnar Obafemi situation where Lesnar doesn't want to lose. He refuses to lose. Paul Heyman thinks that Lesnar shouldn't lose until his final match. And then Sunday, reminder, you guys know that AEW Revolution on Sunday night. Get ready for a 6-hour extravaganza. Can't wait. Can't wait, man. I may need six double espressos. Never mind the usual 3. Anyway, we got Orton and Cody, official for Mania. Heel turn by Orton. Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu next week will certainly give way to a stipulation at WrestleMania. And the road to WrestleMania is slowly being pieced together. Thank you guys very much for all your support. Hit that thumbs up, leave a comment. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Get yourself some Blue Chew Gold. And hit that subscribe button down below. 175,000 on the way right here on YouTube, man. I will see you guys Sunday right here for AEW Revolution with Jesse. Right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.